then stop prohibiting the evangelization of the community by, get ready for this, you can hire any park for anything you want. When you say you want to hire it for a gospel crusade, problems start to crop up. You can hire any facility for anything you want. Once you're having it to preach the gospel, problems crop up. How can I help without my gospel? Somebody say amen. I'm not finished yet. I'm just getting started. If anyone's feeling nervous, you might as well go ahead and have a fit, because it's going to get worse. Somebody say amen. Yes, it's going to get worse. Now watch this. Watch this. That's the rock. The hard place is this, that there is another way that Christian ministers can help the community. The first and the most effective is to preach the gospel. But the second way is we could run schemes, we could run initiatives, and we could run programs aimed at early intervention, aimed at supporting families, aimed at mentoring, aimed at supporting people who are being rehabilitated or reintroduced to society. We can run schemes of that nature, and we can help the community that way. The only problem is that to run early intervention schemes, to offer supplementary education, to offer mentoring schemes, and to support families takes two things. It takes facilities and it takes funds. I wish I had some help in here today. No, you can't do it without money. With all the goodwill in the world and with all the prayer and the fasting you may put down, you cannot offer that kind of service without money. You can't offer it without staff, and you can't offer it without facilities. You can't offer it without resources, right? And whose job is it to offer it in the first place? Well, actually, it's the government's job to provide these things for society. And here we come along as the church with our Christian values and our ethos and say, look, we will do this. All we require is some help. We need help with facilities, and we need help with finance. Watch this. Then they turn around and they say, these facilities are earmarked for to generate employment. We cannot give you planning permission to use this facility. Now, I've heard this. Listen, I didn't start yesterday, and I've heard this for years and years. The Planning Implementation Committee is met, and we cannot give you planning permission because this area, this disused warehouse that has been empty and hasn't generated a job in 25 years, that is completely run down and rat infested, you cannot take it over. You cannot use it for the community because it's earmarked to generate employment. And if you want money from us, then you must change your governing documents. You must change the objects of your organization so that your objects are not to evangelize. You must take Jesus out of the document, take the Bible out of it, take God out of it, take your faith out of it, take everything that is sacred and sanctified out of it. And then we'll give you some money to run our program. Watch this. So that what we become is a government agency, an extension of the government, running their programs, delivering their ideas and their strategies and initiatives, which have not worked. The church is the most successful organization when it comes to turning around a person's life. There is no organization in this country with more success stories than the church. I wish I had some help in here today. When you can show me 500 people from your program saying, my life has changed, then we might consider using your program. But for now, we're going to stick to God's program because because we've got the people saying, my life has changed. Now watch this. So on the one hand, I am told that I should be doing more to help when evangelism is not what they mean. Secondly, we can't get facilities because local authorities don't share the same enthusiasm for faith communities as does the central government. You get told one thing from the central government. When you face local government, you get told something different. You know why you're told something different? Because local government is made up of local people, and local people have different beliefs, values, philosophies, ideologies, theologies, and positions. And what they like to do is sit on their committees with their idea, their opinion about what church should be and about the role of church and the role of religion. And you got atheists on the board, and you got every other kind of is on the board who doesn't agree with church anyway, doesn't agree with evangelism, thinks that we are all homophobic. And you get fought on every level so how do we help anyway? How do we run these schemes and programs without money? And why should we take Jesus out of our program to qualify for the money? Now, here's the problem. I hope you're all still with me today. Don't leave. It will get worse. Turn around, tell your neighbor, say it just started. Say it will get worse. Now, don't you live under any illusion that there's not enough money. There is more than enough money on planet Earth to make every boy, girl, man, woman, a multi-millionaire several times over. There is enough money on planet Earth. Don't think there's not enough money in the borough. There is enough money in the borough. There's more money in the borough than you could count in your lifetime. There is enough money. The problem is that the money exists in pots, okay? And in order to qualify for these pots, you have to tick all the boxes and meet all the criteria. And the struggle we have is when a church that has an evangelistic heart and an agenda to bring the saving gospel of Christ to the lost comes along, it does not qualify for that pot on the basis of its faith, of its evangelistic nature. It does not qualify for the pot. So if you're going to call me to help, then I have to say like David, Saul, take your helmet back. Saul, take your shield back, it's too heavy. Saul, take your body armor, it doesn't fit. Saul, take your sword, it's too heavy. I'm going to lean on that which has worked over and over and over again, and it is the old-fashioned gospel of Jesus that changes a life once you believe it. The problem is that many of us, realizing that there are pots of money to be had, have taken our mission, diluted it, watered it down, compromised it, cut it up, butchered it, changed it, manipulated it, and rearranged it so that we can qualify for that. Now you have fallen prey to a heresy. Now your mission is following money when money ought to follow your mission. Now your assignment has been corrupted by the promise of a payout. Now you're going to face Goliath with Saul's armor. I wish I had some help here today. Tell your neighbor, say it's going to get worse. Not only does this happen to churches that are originally passionate about God and get deceived into manipulating their vision in order to qualify for money. Now the operation is money driven. It's not mission focused. It's not mission led. You've lost sight of the goal. You've lost sight of the dream, lost sight of the outcome. Not only does that happen there, it actually